I'm fine. We're fine. I'm on live.
You're live.
Hey, folks.
You're live.
I had to redo my screen so you could see me and not just from here on up. Anyway, hope you all have been doing well since we saw you last week. One of us has been doing well here. The other one, not so much. He can't seem to get rid of this crud, which he got almost a year ago. A year ago, January, February, he got this crud. So, go figure. So we haven't been out of the house. Well, we haven't been anywhere for over a week. I get out of the house because I'm pulling out weeds or feeding birds, whatever it is. So, I hope everyone is ready. Hey, Mama Z, Wickshire Project, Morris, Patch of Heaven, you got a meetup coming up in April, right? Towards the end, April 24th, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully, we're going to have one in June. Red, White, and Speckled. Love that name. That is so cute. D, what's up, Miss Naturally NC? How you doing? Raven Cat from Canada. Marie, how you doing in Florida? I'm so ready to get down there. You have no idea. Wide Family Farm. How you doing, Miss Courtney? Hope everything's doing well. And if I was closer, I'd be getting some eggs from you because I have at least two dozen egg cartons stacked up. Well, he's getting better, Jess. You know, I've been feeding him elderberry syrup, which he just loves. He can't wait to just down that. And cough syrup. I give him the nighttime cough syrup, so I know he's going to sleep tonight. So, we're going to Australia. I was trying to think of some things to say when we brought him up here, but I decided it'd be nice, at least till he gets on here. Then we can start the bantering back and forth, which we always do online anyway. What are you staring at me for?
I'm
talking about Darren, not Daryl.
I know.
And he's being very quiet.
He is.
He hasn't said a word.
I know.
He's probably very afraid.
Very afraid?
Yeah, very afraid. Listen to him snorting back. Might as well bring him on.
Want me to bring him on?
Yep. Make sure if you have any questions, put them in all caps. If I don't catch them, our moderators will. And they'll say, Sherry, there's a question. And our phone lines will be open later on, right?
Yep.
Going to be open?
Yep.
Bring him on.
Ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Ready. Yeah.
He's on.
There he is.
Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to this channel.
Welcome back to this channel. Francine, Geeky, Tin Can Gardener, we have them all over here. Did you mention to all your Shed Wars peoples that you were going to be live tonight?
I put a community post up.
There you go. There you go. So, we have 28 in here. Make sure you give Darren a thumbs up. It's going to be an interesting evening. It's all yours now. Hey, Voon.
Yeah, it's payback time.
Yep. Hey, Voon, you still have to email me so we can figure out what seed you want. Go ahead. You're on now.
No.
I've talked enough.
Your show, you're not going to interview?
It's you and Darren.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk?
Yes.
I thought I had a night off because of
you don't have the
my
night
crud.
off. No.
The creepy crud.
Yeah, you have that Kermie voice. You can
Yeah,
talk that
I got the Kermie voice.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we have a mate from Australia.
A mate?
A mate.
Oh, listen.
A mate?
A mate.
That's the first time I've heard you drop that one, Darren.
You can always say what they say at the soccer games. You probably don't even know, because that's been going through my head since he decided to be on our live.
Soccer games?
No.
At soccer games? No.
They don't call it soccer, they call it football.
Well,
no,
yeah, for us it's soccer. Yeah.
They haven't figured out what football really is, where it has points on the end of the ball.
We have points on the end of our football. We just play a totally different game than you lot. You play gridiron, we play Australian rules.
Yep. Australia in the hot seat. Got that right. Oh, see, Naturally NC. 1-900 voice. That's for you, Daryl. You think I'd make money doing that, Dee?
That's Daryl's 1-900 voice?
Yeah. Because you're gravelly. You know, one of those.
One of those what?
Nothing.
Naturally, and see, what is it you're referring to here?
See, I would have thought you've got a really bluesy voice at the moment.
A bluesy voice?
Bluesy. Bluesy voice.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Who was that one singer, black guy, heavyset? He was in prison for a while, and he didn't get famous till after he got out of prison. It's like I can vision him, and it's like I know the song, and I can't think of his name. Can anybody help me out here? He had that real nice, deep voice. I don't know.
The one who sang Wonderful World?
No. He was a friend of my dad's. That was a long time ago. That guy was a friend of my dad's. Yeah, I can't, we can put you on one of those 1-900 phone call things.
Well, I'll just say good evening to all these folks in the room here. I say we have Wide Family Farm, Voon Chili. Am I saying that right, Chili?
Nope, Voon Child.
Yeah.
What is it?
Chili has 2 L's.
Voon Child.
Voon Child. Is that a foreign name?
It's a southern thing. It's like Honey Child.
Grace Andrews, the Wickershire Project. Naturally NC. There's my 1-900 caller. Raven Cat Homestead. So, hello to everybody in Australia. What I would like to know, sir, is what do you do in Australia besides your homesteading thing, and how big is your homesteading venture?
How big is my homesteading venture? 1/10 of an acre.
He has a tiny piece of property.
Well, I'm surprised.
Ask him how many videos he's watched, obviously, because I know.
Well, I am surprised.
But he grows some really big vegetables.
No, I mean.
You saying I have a big zucchini?
Okay.
I've heard stories about your zucchini, and I don't know that I'm interested at all.
Oh, that went downhill faster than what I thought it would.
Seriously, you've got me on.
So anyway, what are you in a town? Out of town?
I'm in suburbs. Things are set up a lot differently here in Australia than they are in the States. Our cities and all the population are on the coast. So, like, I've got an hour's drive to get to the city, and I'm still in suburbs.
Wow.
And I'm talking the sort of suburbs where you can spit and hit your neighbour's house.
That just doesn't even sound appealing to me. Now, is that how you grew up?
Yeah, kind of, mainly.
Kind of, mainly, sort of. Oh, you haven't grown up yet.
He's a man.
No.
Come on, get real.
No, I'm trying to avoid growing up.
Well, I know it runs in my mind. You're a salesman?
I'm an estimator.
An estimator.
I'm an estimator. I give the price to clients for what their house is going to cost.
So do you just and how do you do that? I mean, give me a description of your day job.
I sit in front of a computer all day, basically, and I start with a base house and then what they've taken in or put in or taken out of the house.
Grace Andrews is asking, do you have raised beds in the garden?
I have some raised planters, and I have lots of containers.
And today's his birthday.
And today is my birthday, and thank you, Paula.
Oh, I knew that from the get-go. I don't think Daryl forgot. Because that's why he picked today.
That's why he picked today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm aware of
That's
that.
why I picked today.
Yeah.
What better way to celebrate my birthday than with you fine folks?
Well, actually, for you, it would have been yesterday, right?
Yes.
See, I had to think about that when your birthday's the 22nd. For us, it's today.
He only thinks he's ahead of day.
Yeah, he's ahead of day.
But
him and the Brits are ahead.
But he only thinks that because actually today is now here.
Okay.
Well, it's the 23rd according to my clock.
That's right. Yes. Yes, Mama Z, he's right in there with you guys. Mm-hmm. Raid from Kid Folk Farm of Georgia happening now. Awesome. Make sure everybody gives a thumbs up if you don't mind. We'll celebrate Darren's birthday today for us, yesterday for him. So what did you do for your birthday?
Well, in a Jason-esque fashion, I had to take care of a rooster yesterday.
In a what fashion?
Jason from Big Bear. But there was no Lazarus chicken here. It went down and
could have waited till I swallowed what I had in my mouth, couldn't you have?
No.
I'm sure.
So you defeathered one.
After he choked.
Yes, I defeathered.
After you choked your chicken, you ripped its feathers off.
I don't actually choke my chicken. I'm a knife maker. I don't need to choke my chicken.
Folks, you heard it here. Where's Dana when you need her?
She'll be in later. She had to meet a client.
Okay, well, I'm still curious about your environment there. I've never been to Australia. So, but you price houses. You're in the housing industry, sort of.
Yeah.
Now, is this built houses for people, or is this?
Yes, this is built houses for people.
Okay, so is this like a modular home?
No, we do new homes. And they're not modulars, they're from scratch building on a slab.
Okay, so, and is it all stick homes? I'm going to use that term, 2x4 construction?
Some stick, some prefab.
Okay. And do the houses over there have basements?
Very rarely, very expensive suburbs.
Okay. And are they multi-story going up? Do you have maybe 3 stories up or 4 stories?
No, 2 stories is the maximum without engineer designing it.
I see.
So most housing companies only do 2 stories.
Question here for you. What vegetables are you planning to grow in the garden besides zucchini?
I'm at what you guys would call fall planting, what we call autumn planting. Mm-hmm. So it's the leafy green sort of things.
And there was another question up here. Now I can't find it. Okay. Back to you, Daryl.
Oh, back to me?
Back to you.
So now you might lose his train of thought.
Well,
the train was derailed
I'm still real curious about the housing.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Kim Howell, how are the vaccines going in Australia?
I'm not paying any attention to them because I ain't taking one.
Yep, I hear you. We aren't either. Oh, Silhouette Park Farm says I didn't even know what a basement was for a long time.
Sweeney's Creek Farm doesn't know what a basement is?
They're in Australia.
Okay. Well, a basement is a subterranean level of your abode that you live in.
Under your first floor. It's usually cemented.
So, and rumor has it that if you have one of those in the summertime in the heat, it's much cooler to reside in that area.
That it is. That it is. Do y'all? There you go, Southern. Have metal pole barn homes in Australia? That was from Morris Patrick.
Generally, a pole barn is a rare construction, and normally it's made out of old telephone poles.
Telephone poles? Wow.
Yes.
With metal siding like they do here?
No. Generally, if you're doing one, it's a rare thing, and it's going to be straw bale construction or mud brick or something like that.
Okay, so more of an adobe type.
Yeah, no, but close.
Okay. So the houses there, are they? I mean, is there a lot of woods in the area there? I mean, it sounds to me like you're an hour away from the.
Our standard build is a brick veneer home, so it's got the timber walls with a brick cladding on the outside.
Okay.
That's here in Victoria. In other parts of the country, it changes. In Western Australia, because of the whiteout problem, termites, then it becomes double brick construction.
Okay.
And up in Queensland, it tends to be more metal construction.
So are there a number of brick quarries in your area where they make the brick? And I'm going to have to assume then that your ground there has a reasonable amount of clay in it.
Yeah, the areas where the bricks are.
Okay, and Grace Andrews, what area of Australia do you live?
I live in Victoria, in the southeast part.
And homesteading the right way, do y'all have root cellars or storm shelters in the ground?
No, we have neither, mate.
Is there a specific reason for that? Is there a real high water table there or something?
No, it's just something that never really happened. It started with the older places, just because they were used to it from England and that sort of thing, but then it dropped out of fashion. It's cheaper to build without it. And so it doesn't really happen. It happens on high-end places where they're on multi-million-dollar lots, so they can take advantage of it and put the biggest house they can.
Well, I'm gonna make the assumption that it gets cold enough where you're at that there's some sort of a heating deal for your homes there. So is this natural gas? Is this propane? Is this just electric?
Generally natural gas.
Natural gas? That's cool.
Yes. Mama Z is asking, how many tornadoes do you get?
Tornadoes are very rare, one every 5-10 years.
And what's the summer and winter weather like where you live in Victoria?
Winter is chilly. We don't get down to 32 for you guys very often, where it's freezing. So it's more wet and cold and miserable. Summertime, it's hot. Low humidity and high heat. So we get up to 110, 120s.
Have you been to the United States?
I have been to the United States.
Yeah, you haven't heard him chatting about it?
I guess.
I've been to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I knew that he wanted to move to Georgia for some reason.
Yes.
Somebody in Georgia has his interest or something. Piqued his interest.
Yes. I have a wonderful lady in Georgia.
So, but I didn't know if you'd ever. Have you guys
haven't met.
I was going to say, have you ever met? Besides,
no, we haven't met in person. We were supposed to meet April last year, and then we got banned from leaving the country before that.
Wow! And so you still never met in person. Has she ever?
Still never met in person.
Has she ever been to Australia?
Moved. No, she can't come to Australia at the moment.
Yeah.
Borders.
So, Kim, yeah. He met her online.
In a homesteading single group.
Homesteading single group. Mm-hmm. Well, Daryl, it was over a year when we met, before we met.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And we live in the same place, same town. Yep. You're getting happy birthdays everywhere here.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you kindly.
Yep.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you have anything pulled up or not, but you got almost 50 in the chat here, so people are coming in and saying hello and wishing you well, and
that is awesome.
All this
Yeah, we've been raided by Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. They came over.
Kinfolk Farm of Georgia.
Yes, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia is actually the one who got me started. Him and Homesteading the Right Way.
You have a comment here, and I'm not gonna say who because you're gonna know. It's not the lady. It's because he has a cool mate here in Georgia. Wonder who that could be.
My cool mate in Georgia. That's James.
No, he hasn't come in yet. Try another one.
Yeah, I know he's not in yet, but I'm talking about my cool mate in Georgia.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah,
Big Bear.
I know who made the comment.
Yeah.
But I was talking about my cool mate in Georgia's James.
That's true. Were you affected by last year's fires where you live?
No. We could smell the smoke. Look, the fires make international news, but they're sort of common for us. They happen every year.
Well, it sounds like you're living in California here.
Yeah, our rain or our forests are designed to propagate when they burn. Eucalyptus oil, you know how flammable that stuff is. That's what our trees put out.
Eucalyptus isn't
Blue
that
Mountains, called the Blue Mountains because
the
of all
stuff
the
that's in
eucalyptus
Vicks?
oil.
Yes, that's the stuff that's in Vicks. That's also the stuff that koalas are supposed to eat. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Koalas eat leaf tips of eucalyptus trees. Drop bears eat tourists.
Sorry, that was a running joke there a while back.
So,
yeah, my niece loves koala bears. I always used to get her stuffed ones. Big Bear said, that hurt, just saying.
Oh. He's a big boy. He'll get over it. I have lots of wonderful friends in Georgia. And Jason is certainly one of them.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Unfortunately, we can't go anywhere yet, so.
well, it's coming up here. Let me get the phone line open up here. Maybe we get some folks calling in.
Oh, Lord.
Here comes trouble.
Oh, Lord. You got that right.
All right. We got the phone line open. So if anybody has an interest in talking to somebody from overseas, you don't even have to make the overseas call tonight. So.
Well, if some of them want to talk to, they may have to, but.
Well, I suppose that's true.
No, I don't think that's what he called you, Jason. I didn't even hear that word.
No.
Jesse's small homestead, that's exactly what I told my youngest son. Raising Ronnies. I haven't heard anything about the ban on travel being raised anytime soon.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. And it's an Australian thing. It's not an American thing. As far as America's concerned, we can come in. As far as Australia's concerned, we're still convicts.
Jeez.
So
my family came over on prison ships, and they're not letting me leave.
So Australia's holding you hostage?
Yes. I have about 1/10 of an acre, Big Dave.
I was just going to answer that. Thank you. Grace, if the borders open up, yeah, he's planning a trip to Georgia this year.
I have my flight waiting. He's still booked.
Mm-hmm.
I have a flight credit at the moment.
And when he gets over here, I'm sure we will be making a trip to Georgia for that also.
Yes, I think there's going to be a big meetup.
Yes.
And there's Dana now.
Yep. I was going to say, right there's Dana. Were your ears burning?
G'day, beautiful.
Well, hi, Darren. I've been here for a while. Yes, it is holding you hostage also. You got that right. Yeah, we should put up free Darren signs.
I think Dana should call him so we can all hear how they talk to each other on the phone.
That's right. Dana, the phone line is open.
That way we can hear what they say to each other on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, I think so too. Okay.
If we have a caller.
I'm scared to find out.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hello! It is me, my friend. I come to sing happy birthday.
Thank you, mate.
Go for it, Ahmed.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday. My Downunder best mate friend in the whole world is going to bring me eucalyptus oil when it comes. Happy birthday to you.
Now I feel privileged. Robin actually joined in.
Yep, Jason and his choir.
That was the girls. That wasn't Robin.
That was the girls.
Yeah, I can tell.
That was the girls.
Well, thank you very much, all of you.
Yeah. So you're going in the winter now, right?
Yes, we're going into winter, mate.
So what kind of things do you guys do for your garden down there in the wintertime?
Just leafy green type of stuff. All the stuff I don't like.
All the stuff you don't like. Now, what about fruit? You guys have some weird fruits down there. You have the
Darren, we have Darren.
What's the one? What's that one that other guy from Australia is always talking about? That's was it some type of pear or something like that? I can't remember. Like a pear and an apple combined together or something like that.
A nashi pear?
Mm. I don't know. You're the one who lives there.
You talking about
So Ledessa wants to know: do you ever get the opportunity to just hold a koala, or do you have any koalas that are just like hanging out in your backyard?
Yeah. Oh, they hang out in the backyard all the time.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Carol wants to know if you ever had to box a kangaroo.
Yeah. As you're walking down the street, they come down and they just get in the way.
Diving season.
Where do you see that at?
No, I'm asking you what's diving season.
When you go scuba diving.
No, in Australia when they have the birds down.
Oh, she wants to know, what is this diving season?
Diving season, swooping season.
Yeah.
From magpies. That's
what is a magpie?
It's a bird.
It's a bird. It's got a very pretty voice and a bad attitude.
Oh, kind of like me.
No.
So what other type of wildlife, or let me rephrase, what type of predators do you guys have down there?
Humans.
That's it, just humans?
Jason, let me get another person on here with you. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This girl's got like a list of questions.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Ed.
G'day, Ed. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Darren. I just wanted to get in here and wish you a very happy birthday. Can't wait for you to come over to Georgia. And you're doing an awesome job on your channel. And congratulations on the 1,000 subs.
Thank you very much, mate.
Ed, what's the name of your channel?
I'm actually going to be revamping everything and shutting this channel down. Right now it's Thick and Thin Lifestyle, okay, but I'm shutting it down, and in about a month I'm coming back, new subscribers, everything. So
Okay.
So you guys can look out for me.
Okay. Sounds
you
good.
guys help, even Two Family Homestead, you guys help me out a lot on trying to figure out my channels. But things happen, life happens, and I've got to do what I got to do. So
I hear that.
But I just wanted to call and wish Darren a happy birthday.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling.
All right.
Not a problem.
Still waiting for Dana to call in.
Yep, still waiting on Dana.
Okay.
In the meantime, Jason is
So
still
do
on
you
the phone.
guys in Australia, because my girls didn't believe me, you guys eat kangaroo over there. It's kind of like y'all's deer meat, right?
Yes. Yes.
See? I told you. The same way you kill a deer, you shoot it. Or in that case, they have to ooga booga it because they're not allowed to have guns.
What?
Yeah.
Question.
What? What's your question?
You put a piece of bread on the ground, and I put a piece of bread on the ground here. Does that make it an earth sandwich?
Did you hear that question?
No, something about a sandwich.
Yes.
Okay. If you put a piece of bread on the ground where you live, and I put a piece of bread on the ground where I live, does that make it an earth sandwich?
Well, yes, but it's bulging out the side.
Good response.
And this is what you got to live with when you homeschool.
Hey, I took offense to that.
Any other questions?
Silhouette Park had kangaroo burgers last week.
Say what?
Silhouette Park had kangaroo burgers last week.
Yep. Very nice.
They came in a pouch.
But
Now,
Boom, tea.
it's like next to impossible to ship kangaroo meat over here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man.
Could you like sneak some in your bag when you come?
Yeah, because what I want to do when I get over there is spend some time in jail.
Hey, you've never lived unless you've been in an American jail where you get 3 hot, free medical, a free college education, a free gym.
Mate, I live in Australia.
Yeah, he gets all that there.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
let's talk.
No
just
more
for-
questions, girls?
Let's talk for just a moment about the gun regulations and so forth
Okay.
in Australia.
Well, hold on, because there's a question here.
Okay.
Jane.
From Jane?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, Jane. YouTube taught me how to make knives. I got started by wanting to make them years ago, watching all the movies, watching the blacksmiths and going, oh, that's really cool. I had a car crash, so I couldn't make them by forging because my shoulder was wrecked. So I started with stock removal knives and I taught myself to make them. And now my shoulder is good enough that I can forge again, so I'm out hitting iron in the blacksmithy.
What?
Carol wants to know if she goes to an Australian zoo, would she see American animals?
I think that's a fair question.
Yes, you see animals from all over the world. We have special zoos that are Australian animals, and then there's the general zoo, which has got, you know, your lions, your tigers, and all of that.
So those are Australian lions and tigers or American lions and tigers?
Well, they're lions and tigers, but
And
they're-
bears.
So it depends. If the tiger gives you the finger as you walk by, you know that tiger came from New York.
Oh, Lord.
And if it says, hey, yo, come over here, it's probably from Georgia.
So is it from Australia that they have that gooey
Vegemite?
Vegemite? Yeah, that stuff.
Vegemite. It's wonderful stuff.
And I haven't heard anyone over on this side say that's wonderful stuff.
I haven't either. Matter of fact, we've heard quite the opposite. That that doesn't even make good repair for your tires.
I've never had it. Don't know.
Carol wants to know. She's like, okay, we know most of the weird things are in Australia. What is the weirdest thing that you've even seen by Australia standards? No, I remember that's Carol. That was me.
Actually, the weirdest thing I've seen was on YouTube. There's this channel called Big Bear.
See? Oh, now we got, see what you started? We got a little hating going on. He said there was a channel on YouTube called Big Bear.
Oh, now see, we're not in Australia. I said in Australia.
Well, if I'm watching it, it's watching it in Australia.
Yep.
Lagatha.
Mama Z's asking if you have wild hogs there in Australia.
Yes, we do have wild hogs. There is a classic Australian movie called Razorback.
Oh, so they have the same name.
Hog.
They have the same names for some of the pigs over there then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. Do you have any?
Now, what is something that we grow over here that you can't grow over there that makes you a little jealous?
Tobacco.
Tobacco?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a reason you can't grow it there?
Yeah, it's illegal.
Oh. I mean, I thought, I didn't figure it would be the climate, but I didn't know. So it's illegal for you to grow tobacco.
Yes. We are not even allowed to grow it as a flower in the garden.
What about that other marijuana stuff? Is that illegal there?
That is illegal. All over.
Okay. Well, I know there's spots in the United States where they decide to legalize it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the only people who are allowed to grow drugs in Australia are the government.
Of course.
We have
now,
fields.
I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because I just want to listen to your reaction. Do you drink Foster's?
Hell no. The only thing Foster's is good for is sending to America.
Now when I was over there, there was a drink called monkey's blood. What is in that drink?
I have no idea.
I would just tend to think it would be monkey's blood, Jason.
Yeah, I don't think it was really monkey's blood.
Well, it's sort of like
blood
sausage.
I was in Brisbane when I had it, so. Now, like how America has different accents, whether you're from Boston, New York, California, Pennsylvania, the South, is in Australia, do you guys have is there different accents or different jargon depending on which part of Australia that you're in?
There's different jargon, but not different accents so much.
So you guys have the same problem. You could be asking for a pair of wire cutters, but depending on where you are in the country is what you call it.
Yeah.
So y'all are so much like us. It's not even
everyone
funny.
Fairly much sounds the same. The way I talk is generally pretty country, but I'm from the city. But there's no sort of set accents.
So you can't be walking down through Australia like, oh, you're from Brisbane, or oh, you're from Sydney. I can tell by the way you talk.
No, there's not enough of us to have that accent differentiation.
That's right. Because what is your population ratio there?
We have 22 million people in a country about the same size as the United States.
Now, what is the male to female ratio over there?
What's that?
I said, what's the male to female ratio over there?
I don't know.
He's not worried about that anymore.
Why would I be worried about that?
I just recall that when I was over there in the early 90s, it was like 15 or so to 1. It was like 15 guys to 1 girl. I don't know if it changed or not since the mid-90s.
You just got off a naval boat?
He was a Marine.
Yeah. You were surrounded by other guys from the Navy.
Yep.
And most of the women avoid American sailors.
Well, I mean, I was up on the flight deck catching the rocks that they were throwing that had phone numbers and like it was a drive-through ordering process.
I take it you were younger and fitter then.
Oh yeah, I was a lot younger. I was still drop dead sexy back then, like I am now. There wasn't just as much as me.
Yeah, I've seen the thumbnail, mate. I've seen the thumbnail.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, drop dead sexy. Drop dead in shock.
Yeah. Question for you. Are the wild goats as bad as the wild hogs?
We do have wild goats, but they're not as much of a problem. They don't destroy the land in the same way.
Do you have horses over there?
We do have wild horses. They're called brumbies. They live in the high country, and that used to be what they took to war. They used to capture the brumbies.
So do they have, like here in the States, they have horse racing? Do they have that type of thing in Australia?
Yes,
only they call
we're
it,
not a third world country, although we do have camel racing.
Did you say camel racing or?
Camel racing.
Okay, so that's with
the Birdsville Cup.
Is that one hump or two?
That's a single hump.
The single hump. Okay.
That's a single hump.
And then the 2 hump would be an endurance race.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sprint.
Jason, Sweeney's Creek Farm is saying it's 106 men to 100 women.
Yeah, I saw that in the comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get past the whole camel racing thing, and Daryl asking if it was 1 or 2 humps.
I didn't say a word. Be proud of me.
Well, see, Sweeney's Creek knows the ratio because Bomber Steve still hasn't put a ring on
it. Do you live in the same area you were born?
I do, but I've been across the country. I was born in Victoria. I grew up in Western Australia till I was about 10, and then I came back to Victoria.
Now, which part of Australia, I think I know, but has that big white, is it a concert place that's like on the water?
That would be Sydney.
Sydney, okay.
Yes, that's the Sydney Opera House.
How is the Great Barrier Reef doing?
Last time I called it?
Well, we saw on a couple of documentaries and stuff here that there was like a major dying off of the reef due to, they're trying to say, global warming and pollution and stuff like that. Because when I was down there, it was absolutely beautiful. And that was...
reef.
If it wasn't my best diving experience, it was at least in the top 2. The only other one that would relatively even come close is when I did a night dive in Jamaica. We weren't permitted to do a night dive on the reef, but that's definitely one of the places that if you're a scuba diver, I would highly recommend being able to go out there and dive that. But it kind of bothered me that I was hearing that it was dying off because of this. So was that just political mumbo jumbo, or is that really happening out there?
As man interacts with the reef, then there's going to be die-off. So it's nothing special in Australia compared to anywhere else. Yeah, there's countries where they still use dynamite fishing on the reefs. So that's certainly going to kill them off a lot faster than ours. But I'm boat traffic through Greece and that sort of thing. You know, the emptying the tanks in the ocean, that sort of stuff's going to knock them back.
Yeah. What are your major imports and exports?
Our major exports are cattle, sheep, and that sort of thing. Gold,
Vegemite,
steel. Yeah, it's only to expats that we export Vegemite. Grain. Thank you, Julianne. Imports are everything that China's taken all the raw ingredients and made us. Same as you guys. So they take our iron ore and make stuff out of it and then sell it back to us at a fair markup.
In the automobiles over there, are the steering wheels on the right-hand side or the left?
Steering wheel is on the right-hand side.
So when you travel on a street, do you go and
drive down the left-hand side of the street?
On the left-hand side.
Just like England.
So it's just backwards from here.
Well,
we're to be honest, Daryl, we're the backwards ones because pretty much everybody else drives that way around.
No, it's actually 50-50 around the world.
On the left side?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're the only ones that use
50-50.
Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the proper side, because that way when you draw your sword from your horse, then the bad guy's on the side of the sword.
Well, I have followed racing all my life, and I know that racing over there, circle track racing, they are always counterclockwise. So they're racing.
No.
What?
No.
Everything I've seen on television is. All the sprint cars are.
Nope.
Left-hand turns, baby.
Nope. In Melbourne, it is counterclockwise. In Sydney, it is clockwise.
Oh. Okay. But like I say, from what I've seen, from what they've allowed us to see over here, it's same direction as the race here. So I just wondered if it followed that way across for everything else. But guess not.
See there?
I guess the guy really has to pay attention to where he's racing over there. He may be going the wrong way.
Exactly. Well,
yes.
when you see the cars coming at you, you know you're in trouble.
So what else? You've had the ability to be here, and I know Jason on the phone has been to Australia. So what are some other noticeable differences that you could talk about between your home country and the United States?
At the end of the day, there's not that much difference.
Okay.
If you take out politics and that sort of thing, there's not much difference between the two.
Okay.
So people are the same the world around.
So are they? You've indicated you're in the suburbs,
mm-hmm.
and yet you're still an hour away from town.
Yep.
So how far out do you have to be in the country? I mean, are there people there that have like 5-acre tracts and I realize that we're talking American measurements here, but say 5 or 10 acre tracts.
Yeah, probably about another 20 minutes out.
Okay, so you're on the fringe.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Ladessa's asking, how cold does it get there in the winter?
How cold does it get in the winter?
Yes.
Where I am, it rarely gets down to 32 for the Americans. So 0 for everyone else in the world.
So you rarely have what we would call a hard freeze then.
No, it doesn't happen. I've never seen snow in my life.
Oh, bummer.
Well,
so you've never seen snow?
I've never seen snow. Never once. And you've got to go to the mountains here to see snow.
Wow.
which is like a 6-hour drive.
What popular dishes is Australia known for?
Basically, it's an English style cooking, but it's changed to a morph of Asian and that sort of thing. Fish and chips is a big one. Hamburgers with beetroot on them, or pickled beets, as you guys would call it.
And Sweeney's Creek Farm, thank you so much for putting those tidbits in there. That's very, very interesting.
Yeah, she's been a real help. How do you keep your small children safe from all the dangerous animals?
Common sense.
Sort of like around here.
Yeah, and the dangerous animals, it gets blown up. Yeah, we have them, but be smart. They're not going to annoy you.
Yes.
You're not going to see a snake often where I live.
What's more popular where you're at, rugby or soccer or football? What y'all call football, what we call soccer.
We don't call it football. We call it soccer, and neither is that popular. Where I am, it's Australian rules, which is a totally different game. Now he's lost.
Yeah, I asked her, what does that mean, Australian rules? Is that like full
Australian
contact
rules is more an aerial game where they're kicking the ball a lot more and they're hand passing it.
Okay, let me get another caller to join us here, Jason. Hold on just a moment.
Oh, do you need me to hang up? I'll hang up.
No, hang on.
This is Darren. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Shane from Kinfolk Farm.
Hi, Shane.
G'day, mate.
Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, we're doing great. Just want to call and say happy birthday, pal.
Happy
Thank you very
birthday.
much, mate. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. There must be a little delay. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing fine. How's everything going down there in that warm weather?
Everything's going great. It's warming up. It is really nice. The gnats are driving us crazy because it's warming up. We eat up with gnats down here. We are really, really eat up with gnats, but it's really pretty. I was out today. Yes, 77 today. I was out in the muscadine vineyard today. I put out 5,000 feet of irrigation today for my muscadines and just worked all day long. It's been beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, we were supposed to pick some muscadines in September, and we forgot to do that and bring them home, weren't we?
Mm.
Yep.
Yes, you were.
Yes, we were. We will make sure when we're there in the fall in Georgia, we will make sure.
You guys will have to let us know when you come out. We have 299 vines, I think, 299. We have a pretty good sized vineyard.
Whoa. We'll be there a few times this year. We always go to Georgia a few times.
Could be a lot of wine made out of that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Everybody, I swear, everybody says, as soon as you tell them you have muscadines, y'all make wine? And we have yet to make any wine, but we're going to try this year.
Well, we're not wine drinkers.
But you're not
we don't
wine
make wine.
But you're not wine drinkers?
No, but we may start this year. I don't know. We're going to start. My son is dead set on making it, so I'm just going to follow his lead.
It would make great gifts.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, if anything, it would be nice to trade with folks.
Exactly.
Everybody seems to want it.
Yeah, barter. Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's very, at least up here in northeast Georgia, I was able, for a quart of our muscadine wine, I was able to get a new brake job on my truck and an oil change on that big F-350 dually I had, and those oil changes run $100. That guy absolutely loved ours. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's very good bartering.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
And the more you feed them, the better the deals get. That's right.
So, Darren, is there any kind of hope of borders opening up for y'all and you coming up?
I wish I could give you an answer, because then I'd know.
Oh, no.
Well, we're all waiting. We're already planning a get together when you come up.
That's awesome.
Did everybody come over and show a lot of support for you tonight?
Yes, they did, mate. It's been awesome.
Good. I'm gonna go back and watch it probably tomorrow. I can't wait. I've really had a good time with that. I hope we got a bunch of subs for you and stuff.
So, Shane, what part of Georgia are you in?
We are in Meriwether County, an hour south of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Southwest. Excuse me, I'm coming over cold. Southwest of Atlanta, in Meriwether County. We're actually right next to Gay, Georgia, where they have the Cotton Picking Fair. If you've ever heard of the Cotton Picking Fair, it is a huge arts and crafts festival out here.
Cool.
They have twice a year. I mean, it's giant.
It's like 10,000 people a day.
Yeah, it's
my
a really
Lord.
huge arts and crafts fair. It's a lot of fun. We're out here in Meriwether County. Lots of farms out here. Lots of farms.
Yep.
Yeah, you just got to watch out for the Walking Dead down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're everywhere.
They film all around us. They film all around us.
Our daughter one time had an experience on our property when she was going out to check the pigs with a helicopter coming around and hovering around and then came down real low and just was watching her, and it turned out that it was the Walking Dead trying to find property to film it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she didn't know what to do. She said they were about 20 feet off the ground. She thought they were going to land in the pasture.
Yeah, she said she didn't know whether to dive into the woods.
Oh, Lord. That would be a tad unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, "Where's your sidearm, honey? You know you ain't supposed to."
I was up in town, so I go by the police station to see if they know anything, and they don't even know anything.
Yeah. The Walking Dead folks, they're just everywhere out here. They're everywhere.
Well,
yeah,
I know the first time that we drove from Ohio straight down to Jason's, we went through Atlanta. Never again. No, thank you. We
gotta go around.
Yes,
Atlanta.
we do that from there on in.
Well, well, we're going to let you guys go. I just want to say, all you guys that haven't checked out Darren, I've been pumping it for an hour. Please go subscribe and go win that knife. Right, Darren?
Yep, that's true.
But I told everybody now, I made a rule tonight. I didn't hear it on your video, but I made a rule. You have to be a subscriber to win now.
You have to be in attendance.
I didn't make that a rule.
You have to be a subscriber.
Well, extra subs are good, mate. I noticed the comment flicked up before from the Crockers who came across. That was awesome. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Jason, he's awesome, man. Jason helps us out a lot. Jason's an awesome guy from the Crockers here. He's awesome. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for letting us have the chance to come on. And you guys at Two Family Two, I can't thank you guys enough. I've been on YouTube a few years, and I got a pretty good little growth rate going. But I want to say thank you guys, because you guys helped me out a lot coming up. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you.
You guys are really awesome.
Appreciate that.
Well,
I really
that's
appreciate
the funny thing. I mean, Two Family really has helped me develop the channel, and you kickstarted the channel. Shane's the one who got me off my lazy butt.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I used to tell Darren, just do it. Yeah. Just do it. It's fun.
He had a good niche.
It's fun.
Just jump in and go for it.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to let you guys go, okay?
Appreciate you two calling.
Y'all have a wonderful week. Thanks again, Darren.
too.
Happy birthday, pal.
Thanks for calling.
No worries. Very Shane again.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, Darren, there's a question. If you could only eat one food from Australia, what would it be?
Potato cake.
Had to be potatoes.
Yes, potato cake. Which for us is a thin slice of potato battered and then deep fried.
Cool.
Wait a minute. A thin slice of potato that's battered like in flour?
Yes, it's battered in a liquid batter.
Okay. And then deep fried.
Yep. So use a beer batter or something similar.
Be like
and then deep fry it.
Be like a fat potato chip.
Thank you, Paula. You're not chopped liver. it's hard to read the comments and be the guest.
Yes, especially because there's that delay.
And also play moderator.
Yes. Well, you don't have to play moderator tonight.
Doesn't mean I don't do it.
I know that.
So what's besides the person you want to come see, what's the one thing you want to do most when you come to the States?
Dana says you need to cook one on a video. Just adding that. That would be
well,
good,
I'll
Dana.
cook one on a video over there.
We have to wait that long?
Yeah.
Oh, like an onion ring, but potato. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Kind of ish.
Okay, so we'll go back to this again. What's the one thing that you want to do most when you come to the States besides the deal there with Dana? We understand what that's all about.
It's actually catch up with all my friends. YouTube has created such a friend and family network. There's people that you meet in the community. I don't think people can understand unless they actually join the community what it's like. If you just sit there and watch YouTube, you don't understand what the community is like. Mm-hmm. So it's catching up with all of those people.
So you could just come over and pick Dana up and go on a state tour here in the States.
Yeah.
But she's in Athens, right?
She's in Athens, mate. Oh, she's just out of Athens. She's in Winder.
Yeah, so when you come, you're only going to be like 30 minutes from us.
I was going to say, she's not that far from you.
Mm-mm.
No, around the corner.
Not at all.
So that means if we get there first, we'll have to, meet up with her.
So, I definitely want to meet up with like Jason and everyone, and also all the people in the south and west side of Georgia and Alabama.
What's the coolest wildlife experience you've had in Australia?
The coolest wildlife experience when a kangaroo jumped at the other car and not mine. That was cool. Saved me.
So is there problems in Australia with kangaroos traveling across the road?
A lot like you guys were driving down the road and deer.
Okay.
Like you can drive down the road and you'll find a kangaroo sitting in the middle of the road, and this is literally what happened to me. There was a kangaroo sitting in the middle of the road. There's a car coming the other way. We both slowed right down, drove slowly towards each other, hoping the kangaroo would jump away. Kangaroo waited until it was right between us, and then it jumped into the other car.
Don't you hate it?
Well, I didn't, because it wasn't my car. So, sweet.
I got on a bus one time down there, and it had a railroad tie on the front of the bumper. And when we asked the bus driver, why do you have the railroad tie there? And he's like, oh, mate, that's my kangaroo catcher.
Yeah, rhubarb.
So is there an open season on kangaroo down there, or is it regulated as far as hunting them? Or
a farmer can apply to knock down nuisance animals.
Can you even hunt there since you're not allowed to have guns?
We are allowed to have guns. It's just very, very, very strictly controlled. Okay. And then hunting is very strictly controlled on top of the strictly controlled to get a gun.
Well, and I'm going to guess that finding a place to hunt is not very easy either.
That is nigh on impossible nowadays. Back when I did have a license, going and knocking on farmers' doors, you generally get the answer that, look, I'm sorry, but I had some clowns here 5 years back and they shot a water tank.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's next to impossible unless you actually know a farmer. You pretty much don't get on land anymore.
Well, what kind of critters can you hunt down there?
Rabbits, foxes, feral cat, kangaroos if you've got the authority to do it. There are deer in the hills, feral goats, feral pigs, feral camels, feral buffalo.
The camels just fascinated me. I don't know why. I just didn't.
I guess I never thought that there were camels in Australia.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean,
they brought them across back before they had the railway line going across the country. They called them the ships of the desert, and they used to like to take supplies to Alice Springs. They'd take them up by camel. And then after the railway went through, they released the camels.
So they just let them go.
Yep.
So now they're feral and causing issues.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I think of camels. I think
the
Middle
Aborigine population and the stuff that they have going on out there. Are they still very active in the outback and in the bush out there? Do they still, like, I don't want to call it reservation like we have with the Native Americans have here, but they can pretty much, do they still get to
similar to a reservation,
be how they were way back in the day, right? Like they can still roam and I'm really messing up this question, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's a section of the Northern Territory, it's called Arnhem Land, and that is totally controlled by the Aboriginals, and the Aboriginal councils and that sort of thing, and you actually need the Aboriginal council's permission to enter that land. You can't just go in there, and they still live as much as possible in a native way. Obviously there's houses and that sort of thing in there, but they hunt and gather. And that area there is fairly true to type for the original people. When you get to the cities and that sort of thing, then you get the people who are whiter than me saying, yeah, I'm Aboriginal because it gives them government rights.
Darren, Paula's leaving, but she said before she does, she wished you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Paula. And thank you very much for coming over and getting Shane over.
Yep, that was great.
Now, can you throw a boomerang accurately?
Years back. And it depends on accurately as to which type of boomerang you're talking about. Not all boomerangs come back.
Well, if they hit somebody, they won't.
Well, a boomerang's used for hunting, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two types of boomerang. There's a returning boomerang and a killing boomerang.
Yeah.
And a killing boomerang's bigger, it's heavier, and it's designed to throw a larger game. Whereas the returning boomerang's designed to fly over a bird flock.
Like an X, that would be larger game, wouldn't it? Mine is. Just asking for a friend. Okay, Jason, your turn. Next question.
Well, I just remember from being over there, the Aboriginal art and stuff was just absolutely beautiful and amazing. The stuff that they would do with lumber and with wood and stuff like that. Now, you guys have eucalyptus trees there. What are some of your other native trees that you guys have there that are different from what we have here?
The wattles, a big section of the acacia family, just things along that line.
Now, what would they compare to with our trees? Like,
petrified wood.
Like our hardwoods?
No, petrified. When they first made nail guns and sent them over, they sent over nail guns from the States and they were using them here in Australia and they didn't have enough push. So they said, send them back and send back some wood to show it. And they go, is this petrified wood? Yeah, you haven't a lend of us. Like, eucalyptus is a lot stronger than oak.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any evergreen trees out there?
All our trees are evergreen. They tend to drop more in the summertime to avoid losing heat from the leaves, to avoid losing water from the leaves.
Homesteading the right way, have you ever gone to that Northern Territory?
Yes, I have been to the Northern Territory, not that far north. I have climbed Ayers Rock back when it was legal to do so. That has been handed back to the Aboriginal people, and you can no longer climb it.
And Homestead Rewind, do you eat camel meat?
I have eaten camel meat.
And what exactly
he didn't sound real thrilled about that.
Yeah. And what exactly is Vegemite made out of?
Vegemite is made out of a yeast extract. It was originally designed to use up the excess yeast from brewing beer.
That'd be sort of like you trying gefilte fish. I'm not sure I want to try Vegemite. You're looking at me for.
The problem with Vegemite to an American set of taste buds is Americans spread it like they spread jelly on a piece of toast. You can't spread it like that. You basically scare the piece of bread with it.
Really?
Yes.
Meaning that you put it on so thick you can't find the bread?
No, you put it on so thin.
So thin that you don't know it's there.
It's barely there.
Okay.
No, it's not like you spreading peanut butter on a piece of toast, Daryl.
But, like, I can eat Vegemite out of the jar, not a...
Well, I mean, it's all how you're raised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have any siblings?
I have 2 siblings.
Good question.
Who I don't really talk to.
Well, we're not going to get into anything personal here, but I was just kind of curious what the family structure was like, perhaps over there.
It's the same sort of thing. It's as you guys over there. It's sort of you've got your nuclear family, but nowadays it tends to be fairly broken.
So. And maybe you don't want to say, maybe this is not a good question to ask. Are you thinking that you would like to move to the States?
Yes. I will be moving to the States.
Where have you been?
Well, no, hold on.
Didn't we have this discussion when you first checked my channel on a Thursday night?
Even I remember that, Daryl.
Why is everybody laughing loudly at me here? I'm sure that there's people in here that were not involved in that discussion.
But we were.
We were. But I wanted to let our guest explain.
Can we blame it on you being sick or being old?
That's fine. Whatever.
It was right after his acupuncture.
Yes, he needs some deep acupuncture.
He just rolled his eyes on that one, Jason.
I can still feel that needle just
going right through his knee to the back end of it. That's all I ever hear.
Jeez.
Okay, go ahead.
Well.
Uh-oh. There goes the chat room.
Here goes the chat room.
That's okay. They're laughing at Darren.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Robin.
Robin just showed up.
There's my Robin. See, she changed her name. It's Robin Big Bear Homestead now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you finally moved to the States here, are you looking to kind of pick up in the same sort of job that you currently have?
Ideally not. look, Dana has an accountancy business, and I can sort of estimate on the side of that, but it's not the end goal. I want to go with the blacksmithing, go with the farming and that sort of thing. Dana's on 23 acres, so it's sort of like, let's see what we can do.
Okay. All right. Pretty neat.
Because at the moment, like a lot, they're sort of a typical situation where they don't have the knowledge to work the land. So one of the neighbours has got cows on it and taking hay off it and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So
they're just kind of renting space.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, let's bring it back to us using the land and do it in a way that's better for the land.
Mm-hmm.
Farmer Darren.
So are you?
So what is your time frame, Darren? When do you? I mean, obviously, COVID put a big hiccup in your giddy up with moving over here, but what are you thinking? The time frame is going to be. I mean, have they even hinted at you guys getting off a lockdown?
No, mate. Until I can get over there, we can't move anything forward. If I had been able to go over in April, then chances are we'd already be through green card.
Mm.
So that's the thing. Even once I get over there, we've still got to wait for the green card process.
Do you know about how long that takes?
Depends where you apply as to how long it takes. Anywhere from 6 to 12 months.
Well, maybe you.
So you have to.
Maybe
now, how does that work? Do you come over here, visit, apply for the green card, and then have to go back home?
I can't apply for the green card. Dana, being the American citizen, has to apply for a green card for me. So she has all the power in the world.
Yep, been there, done that. With my first husband.
But the thing is, number one, legally we have to meet together. Number two, we both want to meet together. And spend that time together and go, yes, this is right. This is what we think it is. So until that happens, it's all up in the air.
So you're looking at making at least 2 trips, probably.
More than that once the border's open.
Okay.
Once the border's open, then it's like, yep, I'm heading over. But like, I can only come over as a tourist until I get a green card.
Okay.
Although we do have an American business. Downunder Farm and Forge is an American business.
Oh. That's the one to worry about.
So you ain't even here yet and already paying American taxes. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, if you
I own the YouTube channel. When I eventually get some knives sent over there, and anything that Dana does through the farm, she's got a couple of goats who are pregnant at the moment, so if she sells any bucks, then that's through the business.
Now, what type of goats does she have?
She has La Mancha Cross.
Oh. Well, once Robin has kind of fallen in love with the Nigerians, then maybe she'll want to go to La Mancha, so we might have to purchase some goats from y'all.
Yeah. And I think about just under a month out, Dana, from the first kidding. But she's got 2 females at the moment that are up the duff, as we say. So it's a matter of seeing what they drop and then working out where she wants to go from there.
Yeah, I figure I got about a year yet of treading water with the Nigerians, with Robin falling in love with them, as long as I can keep them out of her kitchen garden and herb beds.
You just got told, mate.
Yes, you did. Read the chat, Jason.
I'm reading it. She was a little bit upset on that day.
He needs some more goats in the back of the car, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as it's a rental.
Hey, don't be hating.
I'm not hating. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Much better to put it in the back of a rental than your own
the
car.
guy at the car rental place, when he went to get in there, was like, ooh. Like, I cleaned it up the best I could.
We're going to have Jason's name on the do not rent to list.
They're going to have stickers.
Oh, really? To be
no
Robin's
animals.
name, because she puts everything in her name.
I was going to say, yeah, Robin's name is the one that does the renting.
Yeah. So Robin won't be allowed to rent anything. Tommy Alderman is outlawed in Walmarts around here because of me. And so I'm just going through the list of people.
We did pretty good when we went in the stores then with Jason.
Well, yeah, we have learned we can just drop back and let him go.
Yeah, in Sam's Club we didn't we weren't with him, I think, in Sam's Club.
No, you guys like disappeared.
We did. We did disappear.
I said I had to go potty, and I come around, and you were like gone.
They'd run off on you.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, this ain't cool.
Call phone call. Where are you?
No hiding from me for. So, is there anything? Is there anything that you just, besides visiting friends, is there like any American fast food joint or restaurant or bar or something like that that you would just want to go see, like maybe like Stone Mountain or the Guidestones or something like that you just really want to go see, that you heard all about, that you haven't been able, that you guys obviously don't have over there?
No. Barbecue.
Huh?
Just eating
barbecue.
Just eating barbecue. We don't have decent barbecue.
What? Okay, you and Miss Dana then are coming over, and we gonna barbecue some stuff. What do you want to try? Ribs? Boston butt?
We haven't even had that when we've been there.
No.
Mate, whatever you want to cook, I will eat. I could eat a barbecue every day of the week. But we don't have decent barbecue here.
Okay. I might even talk Robin into barbecuing some beaver, because that is so good.
Well, different sections of the country here have different types of barbecue.
So, you going to smoke the beaver?
We're waiting to hear this, Jason.
Keep my mouth shut.
Jason.
Ask him again, Darren.
So you're going to smoke the beaver?
I can smoke it.
Smack him, Robin.
She ain't nowhere near me.
She can be in no time flat.
Wickershire Project says brisket.
Well, you said you could tear up barbecue, so you don't have like a favorite?
Jason, D says you can't barbecue.
Ooh.
D who?
Who do you think D who? Not naturally in C. D. D from Louisiana.
I didn't even see her in there.
She is. And D is saying right after you choke a chicken.
Well, and Brenda's saying barbecue raccoon.
Well, it's amazing.
Okay,
Brenda doesn't say barbecued possum.
I can barbecue just fine. If I wasn't, Dee wouldn't know that if she wouldn't have me running around putting up decorations all over the place.
That was a fun morning.
You're supposed to be taking the dog out.
While Robin had her toes done.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing specific that you really just absolutely love when it comes to barbecue?
No, I mean, we don't have enough barbecue for me to eat enough barbecue. So it's hard to say, yeah, I love this, because most of it I haven't had.
Have you ever heard of one that you haven't had yet that you want to try?
Well, I've never had brisket. I've never had, a Boston butt. I've never had, I've had ribs, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, when you get here, you'll have brisket and Boston butt. We'll do it up for you.
And I'll make you a cheesecake.
Awesome.
Just don't leave it in the refrigerator.
Or in the van coming home.
Yeah, I still feel bad about that.
No, I'm not worried about it. You tried. Yeah, no problem.
The goat got it.
Darren, say the brisket. Say the brisket.
The goat ate it. Yeah,
The brisket.
The goat ate it. Oh.
Or am I supposed to say it with a Boston accent?
No.
I was on a live the other day, and Billy was up trying to imitate me, but he couldn't talk. Because as soon as he spoke, the image just went away. I don't generally talk to Aboriginal elders, fishes and loaves life. I live in the city, so I don't come across many Aboriginal elders. And sorry, I noticed that's a couple of times you've asked that.
Well, I'm a little curious. In Australia, I know that I'm sure that they have McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? And they have...
We invented the McDonald's McCafe.
Okay, well, let me just say some of the fast food places here. You tell me if they have those in Australia. So
yes,
we'll go with McDonald's. Do they have Hardee's?
No.
No Hardee's. Do they have Arby's?
No.
Do they have Taco Bell?
No. We have Taco Bill.
Okay. Do you have...
Which is the rip-off of Taco Bell.
Do you have Cheddar's?
No.
Or Rally?
I don't think anybody has Cheddar's anymore.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're all closed down here.
Yeah, Ohio does. KFC. There you go, Carol.
Yes, we have Kentucky Fried Chicken.
The Colonel is everywhere.
The Colonel is everywhere.
I'm
y'all got Burger King?
It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's not KFC.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Burger King?
We have Hungry Jack's, which is owned by Burger King.
Like Red Robin?
Nope.
Five Guys?
Who? No.
Yeah, I don't think. Heck, they're barely across the United States yet.
Well,
do they have Jesus Chicken?
Chick-fil-A.
No.
That's what Dee just said. Chick-fil-A.
No, which I hate because I love Chick-fil-A. That's awesome.
Silhouette Farm just says they have Taco Bell up there.
Do you have Outback? Outback Steakhouse?
We do not have Outback Steakhouse. And I've never actually seen the ad for that, so I don't know whether that guy's Australian or not.
Well, they claim to be. I mean, they even have boomerangs in there on the wall.
You can get those anywhere.
Yeah, cool. Because it's really hard to make a boomerang.
Yeah, you can get those anywhere.
But they Yeah, they claim to, they cook their shrimp on the Barbie, and they.
There's Bomber Steve. Burger King couldn't get the trademark in Australia as it was already taken, so they had to rebadge as Hungry Jack's.
Okay. They were Burger King in Western Australia, Steve.
Oh, okay.
And Bomber put a ring on it.
So how about like Pizza Hut?
Yes, Pizza Hut we do have.
Domino's?
Domino's we have.
Little Caesars?
No.
Not missing anything.
Okay. Let's see how they're trying to, if the American culture has taken over in Australia. Y'all got a Waffle House?
No.
That's good.
Oh, you're at the bottom of the food chain if you got a Waffle House.
Brenda says he'll have to try White Castle. Those will probably go right through them.
Well, best little hamburgers are. So, do you have what's your favorite fast food restaurant where you're at? Is it something we have here, maybe?
Generally just a pizza store because they deliver, and it saves me going out and peopling.
Do they have things there like DoorDash or Grubhub, which is a delivery service that serves many places?
We do have apps and that sort of thing. What's that driving app? I forget the name of it. But yeah, I don't really do those.
Ladessa would like to know, because she doesn't believe me, but do you guys have Tasmanian devils there running around wild?
In Tasmania, yes.
Not in Australia. Tasmania is an island like Hawaii off to the bottom.
Well, it's not as far away as Hawaii is from the mainland of the United States.
I mean, it's not like you can swim to it, though, either.
Well, no, but you could drive there in a boat. Are you going to take a small boat across to Hawaii?
I mean, you could, if you're stupid.
Yes, Uber Eats, thank you, Dee.
Oh, Mama Zia saying Whataburger?
Whataburger?
Yeah, Whataburger.
Nope. The best place to get a burger is down at the local fish and chip shop because they actually put beetroot on it.
I'm sorry, they put what on it?
Beetroot.
One more time?
Yeah, we're trying to hear what you're saying.
Beetroot.
Beetroot?
Pickled beets. Yes, pickled beets.
They put pickled beets.
Oh, beets.
Beets.
Pickled beets on what?
On a hamburger.
Why would you do that?
I think that is good.
You don't like
because that's the way a hamburger is supposed to be.
Pickled beets?
Yes.
I thought those were just good for pickling eggs.
What?
Darren, tell everybody about the fruit bats and how big they are.
Size of a chihuahua, maybe a bit bigger.
Oh, wow.
Probably about a Jack Russell sort of size.
And you can just see them hanging in trees as you're walking down the street, can't you? Almost like pigeons over here.
Well, they're not that common, but yeah, they're hanging in the trees, they're flying around at night. There you go. All the Aussies are there. Beetroot.
Okay, well, I would try it once, maybe.
Naturally NC D is asking, do y'all use pickled beets instead of pickled cucumbers?
No. They're different things. I mean, like, your McDonald's still has the pickles on it, which I think they've got to do so it doesn't rate as candy.
Okay, well, we've got another caller here, so let me get him in the room here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
It's Terry from City Girl Country Heart.
Well, hi, Terry.
Well,
how you
Terry.
doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I fell asleep. I would have been on here earlier, but I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
That's
You're
okay.
fine.
Well, with everything going on the last month between the classes for my new job and dealing with the hours for my new job, it's been crazy for me. My sleep is all out of whack, and I'm finally trying to get back in order. But Darren, I owe you a huge thank you.
That's okay.
No, because, like today, because I was answering calls today, and my son goes, Mom, you're going to be good at that job, I can tell. And that made me feel so awesome, and I owe you a huge thank you for it.
I could help. I like to help people.
And if it wasn't for you and Dana, I wouldn't have it. And I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all good. I'm more than happy to help.
So when are you going to be picking the winners for the drawing you got?
On the live.
I'm going to have to drink coffee that night so I can stay awake.
Well, the live's at the same time as this one. It's on
What, 9 o'clock Eastern time?
It's 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
And what time is it there right now?
Right now it is 1:40 p.m. on Tuesday.
I was going to say, I think
Hi, Dana.
they're 17 hours ahead of us.
Okay. And I see that the Wickershire project has said something about, do you have any wildlife questions, like how bad is the mice and locust infestations during harvest?
In the country, they're going through a fair bit of mice plague at the moment. Bomber Steve, Silhouette Park could probably answer that a whole lot better than me. Locusts tend to be once in 7 years sort of thing.
Okay, so we're supposed to have the 17-year ones here this year in our area.
Yes.
That's the cicadas.
Yeah.
Cicadas, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But aren't they kind of related to the locusts?
They're insects.
Well, I'm
timed it just right.
If I had two of them sitting here in front of me, I'm not sure I could tell them apart.
Well, they both live in the ground. They both have 6 legs. One sits on the tree and it molts on the tree, and you find those husks on the tree. That's the cicada.
Mm-hmm.
And the locust doesn't do that?
Whereas a locust is a grasshopper.
Really?
Yeah, you not remember the last time we had the cicadas here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, they were all over the backyard, in the ground. When you drove, you had to put your wipers on. Mm.
The difference between
now, Darren, do y'all get the cicada killers too? The wasp-looking bees.
Wasp-looking bees.
Yeah, the cicada killers. They look like a European paper wasp, but their stinger is about, I don't know, about what, 2 inches long. They have a huge stinger. We get them here when the cicadas and stuff get real bad. When I was doing my nuisance wildlife business, I used to have to go out there and because they would do just like the cicadas or just like the burrowing bee. They would literally just burrow big holes into the ground, and then they would go in and pretty much sting, kill the cicadas, and then they would take them back to their little burrow holes and pack them in, almost kind of like the carpenter bee does. I'd have to go out there with with tennis rackets. They would never sting us. We could go out there, shorts and flip-flops, and just start whacking them with a tennis racket. But there would be thousands of them.
Or you could use
they would take over an area. Like the really big one that Robin and I had one time that we had to do. It was out on a farm, and it was basically underneath like his hay barn or his carport that he would keep his tractor and the amendments. And we were out there for hours just swinging tennis rackets and cutting these bees in two. So do you guys get those really bad out there?
No. And most professional insect killers over here use a spray, not a tennis racket.
Yeah.
Jason's in it for the sport.
Obviously.
Well, no, it was kind of like a new thing. Nobody didn't really know what to do. Because we didn't know a lot about them back then. And, so we'd have to swat them with a tennis racket, and then we would treat each individual hole. Cause they weren't like a wasp nest where you could get 5 to 30 of them or a ball-faced hornet's nest or, even honeybees. It was, or yellow jackets. It was pretty much one cicada killer per hole. And so once you treated that, if you'd go in and that cicada killer wasn't in that hole, you just kind of wasted your treatment, your dust or your, stuff like that. And so it was more effective, cost effective, and to be able to keep the price down for the customer to just go in there and spend an hour and whack them.
Bomber's asking, why would you kill the wasps if they are predating on other insects and not biting people?
We were doing it as nuisance wildlife. They were scaring the farmer or the homeowner. When you have a couple of 100 to 1,000 of these cicada killers that look like big, huge wasps, because over here, I don't know how bad it is there in Australia, but over here, a lot of people are deathly allergic to wasps and hornets. And the moment that they get told that they're allergic to something like that, it scares them, and then they're allergic to every flying insect that's out there. And so when they come out to go get on their tractor or get on their riding lawnmower and they see all these things out there, it just wigs them out, and they want them gone. And it's not like you can pick them up and catch them and take them and relocate them somewhere, because they pretty much made their home right there in that area, and so you have to take them out.
Yeah, so I can see where you're coming from. Bomber's a snake relocator, so his first choice is always a relocation type thing.
Well, see, I'm against relocation, and I don't know if this Bomber Steve guy, if he's over there with you, but over here, I'm against relocation because it's just very simple. Let's just take a possum, for example. If I was to take a possum and I catch a possum at somebody's house in a neighborhood somewhere, and then I go and I relocate this possum 5 miles, 25 miles, 50 miles down the road and take him into a woodland area, this possum, one, doesn't know where the water source is. He doesn't really know where any food sources are. And he could spend, days wandering around not knowing this. We don't know as nuisance wildlife operators, even our biologists over here, they really don't know what the population is of animals in those areas. And so if their natural food source is on the brink of not being able to support the possum or the raccoon population, then you just added another mouth in there to feed, which is dangerous, because now you're going to have these critters in there, struggling already to have enough food, and then you add another one, which puts a strain on that, and then these animals start to starve, and then start to do other things like that, and then you're just introducing diseases and stuff like that because their immune systems get weaker. And so I'm not a big person on relocation just because of that, you know. And, you know, over here you've got it to the point now, and we do it to ourselves, you know, and it's really not the animal's fault. Over here in America, unfortunately, we would rather, and I talk out against it all the time, but we would rather go in and destroy 20 acres of woodland and put a housing development there, and instead of giving tax incentives or whatever for people to rebuild and bring buildings up to code, which would be cheaper to do, to bring some of these buildings up to code in downtown areas or other urban areas, and you know, but no, new is better, so we gotta have new. And so we're killing our natural resources over here, and it's just one of those things that, you know, it puts you in a bind, and that's why I have had to develop that type of mentality against relocation, because our wildlife is already stretched and pushed to the brink of overpopulation with everything. It doesn't matter if it's white-tailed deer, raptors, coons, possums, all those kinds of things, you know, hogs, all the wildlife is really kind of pushed to the brink of, it's literally one or two animals before diseases and stuff start to set in, because our population is too large and they don't have enough to eat, or they start becoming, they're nuisance wildlife, because now they're entering into human domain, which a lot of people don't take into consideration that it was their domain before it was your 2,600 square foot house. You know, that was that raccoon had a big oak tree that he was living in right there that you cut down so you could have your 2-car garage. And so you start to have more interaction like that. And then anytime somebody gets bit by an animal, everybody wants to throw out the R word, even though there's a good population of wildlife out there that cannot get the R word. And so, you know, and there's a lack of education. There's a lack of responsibility over here in this country when it comes to taking care of our natural resources, that we could actually probably learn something if they would be humble enough to learn something about how you guys manage land and wildlife over there.
Yeah, so there's a big difference. You know, over there, if you've got a pest animal, someone's just as likely to pull out a gun and shoot it as call a controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you know, a wasp nest, someone's just as likely to pour petrol on the ground and throw a match on it. So.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves that I have. Like when I go out to do a nuisance beaver job, and the first thing the homeowner wants to tell me is that, you know, I don't really know if I even want to pay you to come out here and do it, because I've been out here shooting them with the shotgun, and knowing that at best, he may wound them. He'll never have a good, clean kill with the beaver. And so there's been many a times that I have caught beaver that were suffering and have had buckshot in them, that it was all infected and everything. When I harvested this animal, I couldn't use the fur. I couldn't use the meat because it was all just full of infection and anything. And it was a complete waste. And that is wrong on so many different levels and very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's much better for a professional to do it. In Georgia, you guys can't relocate legally. So, and it's a totally different game. What Connor's working with is laws where he has to relocate. But there's limits as to how far he can relocate a possum. Now, our possums are completely different to yours.
I don't know. You might have a different accent.
No, they're a different creature. Although your possums are also a think brain marsupial.
Marsupial.
But your possums are insectivores and that sort of thing, whereas ours are fruit eaters.
They're what?
They're fruit eaters. Ours eat fruit and flower blossoms.
Now ours are hardcore scavengers. They will eat. Well, see, you guys also have more abundant because you're more subtropical than most of the United States. You guys have a lot of access to a lot more fruits and stuff like that. So they have the ability to be able to forage and eat those kind of things. Where over here, unfortunately, our possums get whatever they can find. They're scavengers. And so it doesn't matter if it's a roadkill or fleas, ticks, mice, chickens, eggs, snakes, whatever. They're going to eat whatever they can eat over here. I was blessed one time. Robin was teaching pre-K and kindergarten at a Christian school when we were I was running my nuisance wildlife business at the time, and we were also just getting into homesteading. So this was probably 13, 14 years ago. And, well, no, it was longer than that because Carol's getting ready to be 16 next year. So it was like 15 years ago. And I caught a possum, and I was able to take it into her class because she was pregnant. And so all the kids were able to see all the little babies and stuff come out and how they'd go in and out of the pouch. And Robin gave a whole lesson about marsupials and stuff like that. And we did have a big enough, lot of land that I did turn that possum loose out in the woods behind, our place, at that particular point in time. And, because I was fairly confident that I was doing enough management, that the land that we had there access to at our last homestead could support her and her babies. So, but that was kind of cool. At least for the kiddos to be able to see it, You
got very quiet.
Oh,
it did get very quiet.
Yes, it did.
Okay, well, it's been a real interesting evening. I know I've learned a lot. I hope everybody else has too. It's been a lot of fun. We certainly do appreciate some of the other folks from Australia jumping in here tonight. I know a lot of us are certainly more educated. We're smarter now than we were when we started, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And Jason,
yes, sir.
You're going to be the guest next week.
That's what they said. That's what I hear. This homesteading the right way. I was scrolling, and for some reason on my phone, I timed them out for 30 seconds, and that was a complete accident. So I don't.
Oops.
This stupid phone that we got is so sensitive. I am so sorry. I was literally scrolling up because I saw Big Bear Homestead at the very top underneath your banner where it was saying check out Sherry's new channel. And I touched it to scroll it down and see what I missed. The next thing I know, I timed somebody out. I am so sorry.
Oopsie.
That happens.
I don't even know what comment they said or anything.
Said,
I don't even know how
he said Aussie opossum would be tasty.
Yeah, so I don't even know how to get them back.
Smaller fingers, Jason.
It's easy to do it on a phone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why.
Especially this new phone that we got, because we switched to AT&T. I want to switch back, but Robin's like, no. But even with the screen protector on it, it's like super sensitive. Lagatha called Jeremiah the other day and I didn't even know it.
I hope they had a good conversation.
But he didn't answer.
How is that puppy doing, Jason?
She's fine. She's a Rottie, so she's very strong-willed. She's very full of energy. She's a little skittish still yet. I mean, she's only been with us, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now.
Something like that.
And she doesn't leave the front yard, so she stays in Robin's Tetris-style kitchen garden. She loves kale, carrot, cabbage, and that's all that's really out there right now. Oh, Brussels sprouts. Yeah, she'll take a Brussels sprout right off the plant. And we're waiting for her to start chomping on the celery.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's gonna be okay.
If she wants the grass and leaves, she can come to my garden and eat them so I can get my garden ready.
I think she's more Robin's dog than she is mine. I think she's made Robin her person. So I'll just have to wait till we get Ragnar and make him mine.
Okay, now I got a question. Where did you get the names from?
The TV show
Vikings
Vikings is where we got those two names from.
Okay. Because with work and school, the classes for this job, I haven't watched YouTube in like a month. I think I've seen a total of 6 videos in the last month. I haven't been to no lives. I have hardly been on Facebook. I have friends calling me, "Are you okay, Terry? We're not hearing from you." And I'm like, yeah, I'm just so busy right now. It's crazy. But I'm enjoying the job I got. I can do it at home. I can pick the hours I want.
Very good.
Yep. They have it at times where I can pick 65 hours, but I have a cutoff limit and I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to do that every week.
Good.
Yeah. So, Darren, with you guys fixing to come into winter now, is this going to free you up to be able to spend more time in your forge, or what? I mean, what do you guys do for on your homestead down there for the winter time?
My homestead's a suburban house, mate. The chickens are still going to take the same amount of time, although there's less and less of those every week. Because roosters keep a crowing. So, and being in a suburban area, I've got to knock them on the head.
Okay.
There's no Lazarus chickens in amongst my batch, mate. None of them go into the scalding pot and get out and run around the yard screaming.
I guess you're very good at choking the chicken then.
No, mate, I don't need to choke the chicken. I'm a knife maker.
He's a knife maker. Okay, so I think we're gonna get this shut down. We've been on a couple hours already. Time has flown. Terry, any last thoughts since you're on the phone here with us?
No, just keep doing what you're doing, Darren. Congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers, and I can't wait to see who wins a knife from you in your competition, your little giveaway.
I am.
Okay.
No, I am.
Okay, Jason?
I have a broken knife here. I want a knife from Darren.
Let's see, Mama. Go to your mama wants you. Daryl?
Now that we know both your names.
Jason, any last thoughts?
that like a
Oh, I have all kinds of
is that
thoughts.
like a
None of
last
them
will
are
and
probably
testament?
Don't get me started, Daryl.
Any last thoughts you care to share with everybody out here?
Yes. Darren, happy birthday, bro. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birth. I wasn't talking. Have a happy birthday. Make it an enjoyable one. I cannot wait for you to come stateside so you and your lady can come over and we can have barbecue and we can just fellowship together and just have a grand old time. And, because I'm going to make sure you get that brisket and that Boston butt. But I can't wait to meet you in person, shake your hand, hug your neck, and, get you to, fire up my forge and spot me making some flyers and, whatever else we can make while you're here.
No worries at all, mate.
Sherry?
Yes, happy belated birthday for you. It's belated since it's already Tuesday where you are. And, it was a great evening. I enjoyed it. And you only made me almost spit out my water once.
So
well, apart from before you got on
you're
camera.
Slipping.
You're slipping there. Darren, any
well, I did do it before you got on camera, so as well.
So any last comments or thoughts from you, Darren?
Look, I've got that giveaways everyone keeps talking about. Everyone go across and enter it. This is my give back to the community because the community has given so much to me.
Just make it purple. Send it to Ohio.
It is open to the whole community.
It's going to South Carolina, Sherry.
Yeah, I mean, it's because the community's just been so awesome and so supportive, and it's me doing my bit to give back to the community.
Yep, heard that. Yeah.
All these Georgia peeps.
Okay, and with that,
I'm ready to get down.
And here we go. And with that, just remember, you can't hold your nose and hum.
I'm ready to get back down to my Georgia peeps.
Well, that is quite true, Jason. You cannot hum when you hold your nose.
You also can't lick your own elbow.
Well, not if your arm is intact.
Oh, Lordy.
No, you can't, can you?
Depends on the person and how big their tongue is.
Somebody had to try it.
All right. And just remember, folks, the most important thing about goals is to have one. Everybody have a good evening. We hope.
Oh, that was cheesy.
I thought it was quite nice. So
that was cheesy.
I
love you, but that was cheesy.
We will see you next week with Big Bear Homestead.
Yep. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
That next week, Darren can call in.
And
yes, then he better.
We look like we're going to be having a surprise in the next 2 or 3 weeks here for you all. So just stay tuned and be aware. Take care, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Surprise.
Night, folks.